Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. Just a quick one through the Spirit. For these simpletons that believe, and mainly when it comes to these Christians and people in general, when it comes to the scriptures, all those are the Bible days, right? You hear people make stupid comments like that. Oh, those were the Bible days, as if we're still not in the biblical times, as if we're still not in biblical times. And that's what a thing people fail to understand. We are still in biblical times, like these fake Christians, phony Christians. I always make this point when it comes to these Christians, how they think, they feel, because for whatever reason, when it comes to the New Testament, these people have a misunderstanding that as far as the Heavenly Father had in his mindset, somehow in the New Testament it's changed, right? Because you hear these Christians always talk about how the God of the Old Testament, he was a vengeful, wrathful. He was a wrathful God, right? But I always make the point that, listen, being that we're in the New Testament, all right, and again, that's what people fail to understand. We are in the New Testament, but people they just fail to get. They fail to get that the Heavenly Father, his mind hasn't changed. All right. And in fact, the Lord, the Heavenly Father, he requires more new blood. He requires more blood in the New Testament, which we're currently in. All right. And not to mistake it for the new covenant. All right. We're not in the new covenant, but we are in the New Testament. We're living in the New Testament. All right. And like I said, with that being said, the Lord requires more blood than he did in the Old Testament. You see, so people have no idea, And I was just meditating while I was meditating, because again, being that we are in the New Testament, this is the time that a lot of these major prophecies being fulfilled. Again, because people think that just because from Genesis to Revelation, even though the physical book is already written, right? But nevertheless, people think that, like I said, this is just some fairy tale book. This is just a thing in the past, like I said, or like people say, those were the Bible days. No, man, because the major prophecies, even though the book is already written, nevertheless, the prophecies aren't played out in full. And those prophecies, a lot of those major prophecies are set to take place in the times that we're in right now, in our lifetimes. Because we're still in quote-unquote Bible days. That's what people fail to understand. We're still in biblical days. You see? So just because the book is written out already, that doesn't neglect the fact that these prophecies still have to play out. And again, these prophecies were written for our time mainly. That's why I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this in Revelation. What's that? Snap. Damn, it was just on the tip of my tongue. Snap. Damn. Oh, Slakia, Matthew. Matthew 18. That's not it. Where's that at? Bear with me. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Matthew, matter of fact, because I know there's one in Luke. I know there's one in Luke. Chapter 10. Yeah, Luke chapter 10. And I'm going to start at 23. Luke 10 and 23. And he turned him unto his disciples and said privately, Blessed are the eyes which see the things that ye see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. You see, because again, in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to these prophecies, these major prophecies, like I said, even though the book is already written out, all right, nevertheless, that doesn't neglect the fact that these prophecies are to be played out in our life. So that's why, beautiful times that we're in, for us to see what we see, to know what we know, to have this understanding. Hey, the water Yahweh Shema Shai. Because again, the things that we see, the things that we know and understand, hey, the prophets of old, they desired to know and understand. And that's how we know we're at the end. That's why we believe wholeheartedly we are at the end. You see, I'm gonna get this in Daniel. Daniel 12 and verse, I'm gonna start at verse 8. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be then of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. So how do we know that we're in the end? All right, because again, when you go to Revelation, these words have been sealed up, the understanding to these prophecies, these mysteries. All right. Well, let me get this in Revelation. Revelation 5. I'll start at 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto him, Slakia. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. So you see, that's the point being, that the seals of the book have been opened, they've been loosened. We have that understanding through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shema Shai. The Lord parted his spirit, the spirit of truth, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shai, that spirit being placed, starting with our apostles, our elders, and even starting with their elders before them, and of course, that understanding being passed on down, but nevertheless, that understanding is out there now. All right, so that's how we know. That's why we believe we're at the end. Because like I read in Daniel, that understanding would be sealed up until the times of the end. You see, that understanding will be sealed up until the times of the end. So that's why, like I said, man, we believe, for one, like I said earlier, people think that we're not in biblical times. Oh, those were the Bible times. No, we're still in biblical times, because these prophecies have to be played out and they're being played out in our lifetime. That's, again, man, that's why we wholeheartedly believe we are at the end. We have this understanding. You see, again, make no mistake about it. To these fake and phony Christians, and to all, just people, anyone in general, oh, those are the Bible days. No, man, just because the book is already written out from from Genesis to Revelation, all right, just because the book is already written out doesn't mean that, these words are just the words are just some script in the book. It's some fairy tale. No. Because again, these major prophecies, a lot of these major prophecies were written for us in these times that we're in, to play out in our lifetimes. So we're still in Bible times, quote unquote, biblical times. You see, like I read in Luke, man, the things that we have the understanding of now, the prophets of old, they desired to see what we see, to know what we know. They desired, and to those, because the majority of them are here today, like Jano speaking of, whoever he is, he's back today in his lot, prophesying his very things that he didn't understand back then, what he couldn't understand then. Well, whoever he is today, he's here. All right, prophesying of the same things that he didn't understand back then, because these prophecies, a majority of them were written for us in these times, to play in our lifetimes. And that's how we know we're at the end. The seals of the book have been opened. And we're close. We're close, because like it says in 2 Esdras 14, I do believe, that 10th part going into that 11th part, or the earth being divided into 12 parts. Well, we're in that last part, and even more so over 2,000 years ago when Yahweh Shai was on the scene. All right, that's what started the end. So if the end started over 2,000 years ago, how much closer are we today? But yeah, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praise to Yahweh Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully elect.